Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is in court today, backtracking on his claims that the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting was a hoax. This comes as parents of one of the 20 children killed are suing the InfoWars creator for at least $150 million for harassment and false claims that they have endured after the death of their child, Jesse Lewis. Jones took the stand, saying he understands his claims were irresponsible and he never intentionally tried to hurt people.
I never intentionally tried to hurt you. I never even said your name until this case came to court. I didn't even really know who you were until a couple years ago when all this started up. The internet had a lot of questions. I had questions. And over that 6-7 year period before I got sued, or 6-year period, it's clear you can see the whole progression of us, the few times we covered it, trying to actually find out what happened.
For more, let's bring in ABC News legal contributor and host at the Law and Crime Network, Terry Austin. So, Terry, let's just talk about the latest of what has come out of this trial. You said this has been a pretty wild ride. Give me your reflections here, and also, what are the parents of Jesse Lewis saying right now?
Well, I definitely think Alex Jones believes this is his show, and the judge basically said this is not your show, and he's trying to tell his story, even though liability has already been determined. But I think the parents, Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis, they are the parents of Jesse Lewis, who was just 6 years old. I think that they have told their story. The basic story is, look, ever since you started making these claims, our lives have been turned upside down. Our lives have been in danger. And you caused all of this by repeatedly making these false claims. It wasn't a hoax. People died. Our children died. And you need to understand it. And Scarlett Lewis in particular, she spoke directly to Alex Jones. And I thought that was extremely powerful in front of that jury.
Yeah, and Alex Jones, of course, is claiming that these defamation lawsuits infringe on his free speech rights. So how does the First Amendment factor into the defamation in this case?
Well, you know, defamation and First Amendment go hand in hand, basically. The First Amendment provides three things: freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of the press. And what he's saying is he should be allowed to say these things. These are his opinion. But you have to balance that against protecting society. And so defamation protects society, and it basically says you cannot intentionally or negligently make a statement that you know is false and causes damages. So what the plaintiff is basically trying to show here is there's been damage. We've seen testimony to say how injured these individuals have been, how psychologically it has played on them, and how they've had to, you know, go into counseling. So I think they've had real damages, and I think the plaintiff has been able to show how their lives have never been the same since all of this, not just since the shooting, but since Alex Jones has made these claims. Their lives will never be the same.
I want to bring some more sound in from today. The lawyer representing the Sandy Hook parents actually revealed Alex Jones' lawyers accidentally sent them these digital copies of his text messages. Let's listen into that moment.
Mr. Jones, did you know that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protect it in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have text messages about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment.
This is your Perry Mason moment. What could this mean for the trial going forward?
You know, it really was a Perry Mason moment. I think every litigator, including myself, would love to have a moment like that, where you find that all of these text messages prove that he was lying. And I do believe that that is going to have an effect as far as the damage is concerned, because that's all that we're talking about here. And I do think that they will get in and stay in, and the jury will be able to look at that into evidence, because it's an admission against interest. Even though it's an out-of-court statement, it's hearsay, it's an admission. He's admitting these various things. And so I do think it's going to get before that jury and they'll be able to read those text messages. And it shows that Alex Jones is a liar. He lied about complying with discovery. He lied about being bankrupt, and now he's lying about these text messages. So it shows that he's not taking that oath seriously.
Yeah, it's powerful evidence. So what precedent do you think might this case set for other online platforms similar to InfoWars?
You know what, Kira, that's a great question. Obviously, from a short-term perspective, people are going to fact check. And they're going to make sure that they have their facts straight and that they are going to put disclaimers if they have opinions. But I think there's a larger picture here. I think he is a right-winged conspiracy theorist. And I think all of the other conspiracy theorists who were saying that this was just a hoax and who might have been trying to influence the 2020 election, that information might get out, and it could very well get before the January 6th committee. It could even go to the DOJ. So I think it has some short-term ramifications in terms of how these platforms are going to operate. But I think there might be wider, broader, long-term implications if, in fact, this gets back to any of the official authorities who are looking into these matters.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow it for sure. Terry Austin, thanks so much.
Thanks, Kira.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.